WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. Welcome to Week 14, everyone. It's Professor Schwartz on the air once again, talking to all the world from right here in the WSTKS-FM Worldwide studios. You know, the semester is just about over. We're actually down to the last couple of weeks, and the due date for your final team assignment is coming up fast. So let's take a look today at 6 helpful ideas to spur your student learning team to the finish line with collaborative project number 3. Of course, we're all tired and looking forward to wrapping up everything so we can move on with our lives. But it can be hard to do that during the last couple of weeks in the term when it might feel impossible to get everything finished for one course, much less 4 or 5. So when we come back, we'll examine how to tie up those loose ends with some energy and vitality through 6 helpful ideas presented in today's program. Welcome back. Okay, I've fixed the usual mug of coffee. My good buddy Onyx the cat is perched along the top of my desk chair just behind me, which means that we can get started. In today's episode, we're looking at 6 helpful ideas to spur your student learning team to the finish line with collaborative project number 3. Ready? Here comes helpful idea number 1. First of all, take concrete steps to empower your team. Ask yourselves, what has worked well for us in the past? But more important, ask yourselves how and where your team can improve its work habits and practices now. What concrete steps can you take toward a smoother, more efficient collaborative experience as you work together to develop, finish, and submit collaborative project number 3? And helpful idea number 2, avoid perfectionism. Of course, you want to develop solid work for collaborative project number 3, but perfectionism and the related anxiety that go with it can get in the way of starting or finishing your projects. Strive for excellence in your work, but focus too on getting the job done. Don't bog yourself or your team down with perfectionist worries. At its worst, perfectionism can bring the collaborative process to a complete halt and make it very difficult for your team to regain any forward momentum. That brings us to helpful idea number 3. Do something, anything to get the ball rolling with your student learning team's collaborative project number 3. Starting even on a small part of a larger project means that you continue to think it through and process information relating to project development, which makes timely resumption and completion of later work by your team members more likely. Put another way, break down the larger project into smaller bite-sized chunks that are less intimidating and easier to get started and accomplish. WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And the 4th idea that can help spur your student learning team to the finish line with collaborative project number 3? Sit down together now and create a team to-do list right away before doing anything else. especially when time is limited like it is at this point each semester. Make a list of all of the small tasks your student learning team needs to complete for this final collaborative project. Estimate and build in extra time just in case unforeseen challenges arise. Do this without delay. A fifth helpful idea to spur your student learning team to the finish line with collaborative project number 3 is this: take occasional planned breaks. Now, this might sound funny, but when time is short and you're working hard to get things accomplished, it can be highly refreshing to take targeted and built-in breaks for a short time to recharge your batteries before you dive back into the depths of efficient teamwork and related creation of new knowledge. So, binge on a new Netflix show, grab a snack from the kitchen, check your social media, or text your mom. But do that if and only if you or your team accomplish the goals set for a work session. And make sure your break doesn't go on too long either. Remember, there aren't many days left in the course, and your student learning team depends on you to do your part in the most timely way possible. Finally, we come to the sixth helpful idea to spur your student learning team to the finish line with its third and final collaborative project. Remember that proactive discussion of what your team needs to accomplish, plus how to reach those goals, saves all of you time and stress in the run-up to final project submission to the folder set up for that purpose on D2L. So, slow down, be proactive, stop and think for a few moments, and make the choices most effective for your team. Avoid running around like chickens with their heads cut off. That's chaotic and wastes valuable time at this point. Instead, practice forethought, careful planning, organization, communication, and collaboration, plus time management and collective problem solving during the time remaining before your third collaborative project is due. Time now for another edition of Hey Professor Schwartz, in which we look at a frequently asked student question that is posed to me most semesters in one form or another, plus an honest reply from yours truly, that is to say, me. Now, keep in mind that honesty is not always what people want to hear, but there is helpful life skill advice within my responses to these questions nevertheless. With that said, here is today's frequently asked end-of-semester student question. It goes like this. Hey, Professor Schwartz. We have a team member who keeps everyone hanging until the last possible minute. This has gone on all semester long, and the rest of us are tired of excuses. What should we do now that we are at the end of the semester and trying really hard to pull together our third collaborative project? Signed, Miffed Beyond Belief. WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And here is my reply to the previous question. Thank you for your email, Miffed. You should always try to smooth over difficulties and include all team members in collaborative activities first. In the end, however, your team must decide how best to handle a member not pulling their weight. But if you have a team member who has an established pattern of irritating work habits that inconvenience the rest of the team, you have communicated your team's concerns to that person in good faith, and still nothing has changed, it might be in the team's best interest to cut that person loose, especially in view of the semester ending so soon. Ideally, though, a proactive and empathetic approach is best, though. All members of a student learning team should discuss this at the start of a collaborative project before difficulties arise, so that everyone is clear about what will happen should one person inconvenience the rest of the team. Welcome back, everyone. Well, as usual, we've covered a lot of ground in a fairly short time. Remember that when you follow the advice presented in today's program, you set yourself up to succeed through the active cultivation of numerous 21st century employability skills as you and your student learning team examine course materials, create, and share new knowledge about them each week. Through that ongoing and democratic process of collaboration, your own learning and related coursework become more cohesive, efficient, and meaningful. Okay, that will do it for today's program. Use these 6 helpful ideas presented today to spur your student learning team toward the finish line with collaborative project number 3. As a reminder, these ideas include the following. 1. Take steps to empower your team. 2. Avoid perfectionism. 3. Get the ball rolling in any way you can without delay. 4. Create a team to-do list at the outset of your work together. 5. Take occasional breaks, but only after you have accomplished something concrete in your project development. And 6. Have a proactive discussion between all members of your student learning team before starting your project in earnest to stave off possible issues arising that might hinder the collaborative process. Tune in again for more helpful tips, tricks, and advice based on my 25-plus years of teaching and working with thousands of undergraduates at 3 Big Ten universities across the upper Midwest of the United States. In the meantime, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in class, online, and during Zoom office hours if you drop by with a question. Stay healthy, have a safe and a productive week. With special regards from Onyx, the cat what am. So long, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.